Hey, martial arts addicts all over the world. I hope you're all well and good. Welcome to another video. Now, if you saw the fight between Hall and Weidman in UFC 261, you're probably still in shock after seeing the injury that Weidman sustained. So what happened? Well, Weidman threw a roundhouse kick to Hall's leg, and Weidman's leg snapped. He broke his shin bone, both his tibular and fibular bone. But what made it even more shocking was that Weidman didn't realise, and he tried to step on his leg and it folded like rubber underneath his weight. So poor guy, let's hope he makes a full recovery and speedy recovery as well. Now, it's not the first time that this has happened in the UFC. A similar thing happened to Anderson Silva in UFC 168 in December 2013 when he fought, guess who? Chris Weidman. So Anderson threw a kick at Chris's leg. Unfortunately, he broke his shin bones as well, the tibia and fibula. So why does this injury happen in the first place? You know, because we always hear about how conditioning the shin is important for martial arts and combat sports like Muay Thai and MMA. So they do a lot of kicking the heavy bag and pads, and I've also seen things like rolling wooden or metal bars on the shins and stuff like that. So the idea as well for the low kick is for the shin bone to hit the softer muscles of the opponent's leg, so either their thigh or their calf muscle. Now, if you've been kneed in the thigh, you know how painful that feels. So a roundhouse kick to your leg, landing right on that sensitive part of your thigh, can be very painful and bring about that dead leg feeling, especially if you're not used to taking those type of kicks. So now, back in the day when American kickboxers were facing Thai boxers for the first time, they found it extremely difficult to deal with the leg kicking techniques of the Thais. And even guys from other martial arts, they found the Thai boxers' leg kicks a very painful technique to have to deal with. Now, because no one knew how to deal with the Thais' low leg kick, they started guarding their legs rather than thinking about fighting. And every time your leg gets kicked, it probably feels like an electric current going through your body. So what do people usually do if they're not trained? Well, they probably turn their body to protect the already injured or painful part of their leg, but by doing that, they're exposing another soft area for the leg kick to be delivered to. But now things are different, and kickboxers, MMA fighters, they're all clued up on the defense to such kicks. And one way of which is to lift your leg and attempt to check the kick using the hardest part of your shin, or better still, you can use your knee. So the hardest part of your shin is the top part of your shin bone. So if you're the one throwing the kick, I guess you want to be aiming to land that part of your shin bone on your opponent's thigh. And if the opponent checks your kick, you probably definitely still want that part of your shin bone to make contact with the lower part of your opponent's shin bone. Now, in regards to Chris Weidman, it looks like the lower part of his shin bone made contact with the higher part of Hall's shin area. I think maybe even making contact with Hall's knee. So you've got the weakest part of the shin bone making contact with the stronger bone. And you've got to think, Weidman, being a pro MMA fighter, must be able to throw his kicks with some heavy power. The result being a terrible injury that he ended up with. Now, what I want to know is, how do MMA fighters feel about using leg kicks? I'm guessing that these injuries are quite rare, especially to that magnitude, but on average, do MMA fighters experience a lot of fractures to their shin bones? And even throwing a high kick and your shin or foot meeting the opponent's elbow must be pretty painful as well. So how do MMA fighters deal with that? Do you just eat up the pain and carry on? And furthermore, if the aim is to kick your opponent with a higher part of your shin, does that make the leg kick more of a middle range or close range technique? Is that what you're using that type of a kick for? Now, in the same UFC 261, we saw Rosa Namajunas knock out Zhang Weili with a kick to the head. Now, it looked like the lower part of Rosa's shin landed on the side of Weili's head. So I'm guessing here that a head kick can be delivered at long range and with the lower part of your shin, as long as you don't hit the opponent's elbow on the way in. Now, I'm guessing here, so please, anyone out there, just tell me what the situation is with the leg kicks. Should we be worried about doing them, or do we just need to man up and see what happened to Weidman as being one of those rare things? Thanks for listening, guys. I look forward to reading any feedback you can give me on this. Please hit the like button, comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Until the next time, peace to all of you.